Welcome back to another video for HarborFinancialOnline.com. Today I'm going to be talking about tax deductions for small businesses. So for you guys out there that own a small business, there's a lot of deductions that you need to think about and a lot that are overlooked. So I put together a video here and we're going to go through it real quick, all the deductions, and I'm going to try to think of some ideas of maybe, these different areas that you guys haven't considered when preparing your tax return and how you can use these to lower your tax amount and probably increase your refund. So I'm going to get the video started now and we'll walk through this together. So there's lots of deductions you can use if you own a small business. There's just so many areas, so many small areas that can add up. And the small businesses that I'm pretty much talking to right now is going to be Schedule C tax filers. Schedule C is a form that gets attached to your regular 1040, and this is for small business owners. And I'm going to bring up the actual Schedule C form and I'm going to go through that with you guys because it breaks down all these different areas that you can deduct, all these expenses that you can deduct. And I'm going to kind of show you how to fill in these areas and capture all those write-offs. Make sure you guys are keeping really good records of your expenses. Make sure you have the receipts, the actual receipts. Make sure you're keeping a logbook with dates and exact amounts. The mileage deduction. This is a big deduction for small business owners. But to get this and to qualify for it, you have to have a logbook with the exact mileage you've recorded over the year. So make sure you're doing that. I mean, what I recommend to my clients is when you leave for the day on business, make sure you're recording, what the mileage was when you started the day and when you ended the day, because that's going to be important if you ever got an audit. They're going to want to see a logbook that looks, accurate and like you're keeping good track of your mileage. The biggest deduction for a small business would be a 179 deduction for business equipment. This is going to allow you to basically write off the cost of that piece of equipment right away instead of depreciating it, say, over a period of 5 years, deducting it over 5 years. This will let you deduct the full amount of that item right away. So say you had a piece of equipment for $80,000 you paid for. You could get a write-off for that full $80,000 right off the bat, and that's a Section 179 deduction. I'm going to go through the form with you guys real quick on that after I get through these next few bullets. Some of the other expenses you want to consider that you may be overlooking could be cell phone expenses, internet, the home office deduction, which is big, travel and entertainment expenses. These are all some of the areas that I see small businesses not considering and putting into their their tax write-off amounts. Interest paid on vehicle payments used for business. If you're using that vehicle for business and you're paying interest on that payment, that can be deducted as well. So a lot of people forget that. You can use our online tax calculator at HarborFinancialOnline.com. This will allow you to put in all these business deductions and see what it's going to take your tax amount to. Make sure you're being honest with the deductions because small businesses are common to getting audited from the IRS. So you want to make sure you have good records and that you're not exaggerating these amounts because they will hit you with some pretty severe penalties and interest. Any old business tax returns that you filed years ago, you always have the right to amend those tax returns. So if you've picked up on something in this video that you forgot to deduct in a previous year, you can still go back to say a prior year, add those deductions and file an amended return. You can prepare the return directly online at our site at HarborFinancialOnline.com. And before I end the video, what I want to do for you guys is take you to our site and take you to a couple of the quick forms real quick so you can see a little bit more what I'm talking about here. Here's our site, HarborFinancialOnline.com, where you can do the return in the estimator. These are the expenses. You need to look at this form, Schedule C, when you're trying to come up with different expense ideas and think in these different boxes here, what costs you had throughout the year. And this is going to basically cover every area of expense that you could have had. So I kind of tell people, keep this as your guideline. You know, print off this form. You can get it off the IRS website, and it's Schedule C. And I'll take you to the top so you can see it real quick. The profit or loss from your business. This is what gets attached to your return. So take a look at this closer when you have time, and that's going to make sure that you're getting all the expenses. The Section 179, which I talked about, you can deduct up to $250,000 for a piece of equipment that qualifies right off the bat, like I said. So that's your biggest deduction right there, is a Section 179. Now, as far as vehicles, there is limits on deducting the amount of the vehicle, which you can see here at the bottom. We have $2,960 is the most you can deduct on the vehicle right off the bat. But other pieces of equipment that qualify, you can get up to $250,000. So that's obviously pretty substantial. So, anyways, if you have any questions regarding small businesses and the write-offs and deductions, send me an email at expert@harborfinancialonline.com, and I'll answer any questions you guys have. Thank you for watching the videos. I appreciate it, and hopefully you'll check out some of our future videos. And our website again, harborfinancialonline.com. You can estimate your taxes, use the calculator, and prepare your return online. So thank you, and I look forward to bringing more videos to you guys.